by 20? That's a pretty good GM, I guess.
That's what you do. You construct the perfect team.
Oh, to win in spite of the captain.
And you sit back and cheer.
I got it. Here we go.
GM LeBron. He's planning for the future, right?
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
You know, he was right about something, and that is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He lived up to being the All-Star Game's first pick for Team LeBron. The Greek Freak took home the MVP after going a perfect 16 of 16 from the floor and becoming the first player to have a perfect shooting night with at least 10 attempts in an All-Star game. Steph Curry and Damian Lillard each drained 8 three-pointers apiece as Team LeBron cruised to a 170-150 win. LeBron is now a perfect 4-0 since the team captain format started. So, Shannon, what is your biggest takeaway from the game you saw?
Skip, before I get to my takeaway, let me first say I didn't necessarily agree with the NBA having an All-Star game in the middle of a pandemic, especially Atlanta, because Atlanta's been open since last April, and I know they were going to be off the chain. But since they did, the money that they raised and the awareness that they brought to HBCUs, the Thurgood Marshall Fund, LeBron James, his team played for that, $1.25 million. The United Negro College Fund, $500,000 for KDs. So thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Chris Paul, because Chris Paul has been, even though he didn't attend an HBCU, Skip, he's been at the forefront of this and bringing attention and raising money for HBCU. So I want to thank the NBA for doing that.
But LeBron was very anti even playing the game at all. He said it was a slap in their face.
Yes, and I think, Skip, but give him credit. He showed up. He was the perfect ambassador, and he understood as the face of the NBA, although he might not have liked going and playing, he wanted the rest. He understands as the face of the NBA, Skip, there's a lot of times you have to do things that you don't necessarily agree with or you don't want to do for the betterment of the league. And I think LeBron was the good soldier, so to speak, Skip, in doing that.
And they did say that they raised $3 million total for historically black colleges and universities. And I think there are 100, the NBA says there are 101 of those in our country.
Great, Skip. So that was great. They were well represented. Now back to the game, Skip. Now, I told you what was going to happen. When I told you LeBron put this team together, I told you, I said, we got some great shooting. Oh, they ain't got no shooting. You went down and you listed. Has Dame really shot the ball that well? What about Steph Curry? Has he really shot the ball well? And Luka, has Luka really shot the ball well?
Have they?
Have they?
Have they?
Yes.
Not.
Is Steph Curry not the greatest shooter we've ever seen?
Has he been lately?
Yes.
First half of the year?
Let's give the man averaging 30.
Okay. Is he the best shooter in the league right now? No, he's ranked 36th in the league right now in three-point shooting.
Who you taking over here?
He is 2 percentage points below his career average. He is tied for his worst three-point shooting year of his career so far through a half a year.
And he's shooting 41%. But anyway, I think what we saw last night, Skip, especially from Steph and Dame, was the greatest display of distance shooting that we've seen in an All-Star game. Skip, I mean, they get ridiculous with this. They shooting 40-foot, 45 mid-court threes like free throws.
Agreed.
I mean, I'm like, come on. I understand, Skip, you know, because it's always been like this, Skip. You know, guys take wild shots and all kind of things. But, Skip, the way they can shoot the distance three is like they walk to the line and they're shooting free throws. You look at Dame. Dame ended the game with 2 threes, Skip. He shot one from about 33, like it was nothing. And then he pulls up basically one step past half court and ends the ball game. Steph Curry was just ridiculous. So what we saw was the greatest display of distance shooting that we've seen in an All-Star game. And Skip, everybody, I mean, Jaylen Brown was just turning around and got a 4-point play. I mean, Bradley Beal seemingly couldn't miss from 3. I mean, I think they shot 133 threes. Skip, there were 6 total mid-range shots. So basically, what is the All-Star game now, Skip? Dunk, layup, threes. And nobody shoot no mid.
Well, by the way, the losing team shot 11 more threes than your team did.
The winning team. And they shot 2 mid-range shots, and at least LeBron's team shot 4 mid-range shots. But, Skip, it was unbelievable.
I can't remember any of them.
I can't either, because it seemed like every time somebody got the ball, they was putting up a 3. But it just goes to show you where the game has gone and where it's heading, that no one even wants to attempt a mid-range shot. But the All-Star game has always been about the fans, although there were no fans there, Skip. What we saw last night from Dame and Steph was unbelievable. I mean, I don't think we're getting any argument that the greatest shooter in the history of the game, and he completely changed the game, revolutionized how we see the game, Skip, is Steph Curry. But it's going to be hard for someone to say, I'm going to take somebody over Dame Lillard. I know Reggie Miller was great. I know Ray Allen can shoot the ball. Larry Bird can shoot the ball. Klay Thompson. But, Skip, the way this kid can shoot the ball off the dribble.
Which kid?
Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard. Yeah, we set Steph aside. Steph is already here. But, Skip, I'm not so sure I'm taking anybody in front of Dame as far as shooting the ball. The way he can get to, and plus, Skip, because he has handles and can get to the rim on you, so you have to play back. But now, he and Steph, you got to pick these guys up at half court because they'll take one step across half court and let the ball go. And there's a better than 35% chance it's going to go in. So we've never seen anybody that you had to pick up at half court because you're afraid of him shooting the shot. But LeBron put a great team together, Skip, because he had the right amount of space because Giannis, if you leave the lane open, what is Giannis going to do? Do what he does in the regular season game. Euro step you and dunk the ball. Of those 16 shots that he made, Skip, well, how many of them was dunks? He made 2, 3.
9.
And he had 3 alley-oops that he laid the ball in, and then 3 threes. 2 of them he banked in. He didn't call bank. I understand the bank was open on a Sunday, but he didn't call bank.
Accidental makes.
He did, Skip.
Yep.
But the game played out like I thought it would, Skip. I didn't think the game would be really close. I think they put on a great display of shooting, and yeah, LeBron is doing this thing, so guess what? I think we're going to retire. Can we retire?
LeBron is doing his thing?
Yeah, he put the team together.
Oh,
Did he put the team together? You give Belichick credit, right, for putting the team together.
Well, did he correctly not pick Joel Embiid because he knew for a fact Joel Embiid was going to be disqualified from playing in this game?
No, but Skip, look, the big man, so to speak, has really been neutralized. Because, Skip, they're not getting
a timeout.
What?
Who was the MVP of this game?
Skip, no, I don't look at him as big. I don't look at him as big. We look
He's
at
6 feet 11 inches tall.
Skip. We look at Joel Embiid. We look at Yoke. We look at guys like that are big. We look at Anthony Davis. They're stretches. I don't really look at them. I don't really look at them as big.
Well, what is Joel Embiid shooting from 3 right now? Right here, right now in the first half of the
He's probably shooting 40%.
42%.
Yeah.
42%. He couldn't play last night. Do you realize how different that game would have been if Kevin Durant and Joel Embiid had played? And I told you, I predicted Joel Embiid would have been the MVP of this game, and I believe he would have because he would have been alley-oop dunking and just sashaying through the lane. And plus, they would have had somebody who had some pride in rim protecting against Giannis. They had nobody because they started young Zion, and he was overwhelmed for a while. The lights were too bright. His eyes got real big, and on defense, he thought, he heard in the locker room, I guess, we don't play defense in the All-Star. You don't? You don't even try to defend Giannis in the paint? Maybe Zion can't defend Giannis, but Giannis had the most wide-open lane to the basket in an All-Star game I have ever seen. No MVP of any All-Star game in history has scored more easily or more luckily than Giannis did last night. Okay? So if you have Joel Embiid, it tilts the balance of power back toward KD.
Is he going to guard Steph and Klay out there past the half-court line?
All right, but do you realize that James Harden hit 7 of 13 threes? Do you realize that Bradley Beal hit 6 of 12 threes?
Kyrie?
That would have been enough. Kyrie was 2 of 6, so that wasn't good enough.
But he got off to a great start,
He did. Okay, so let me get back to your premise. I agree with you. That was the greatest display of distance shooting we have ever seen. These two, Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, are by far the 2 greatest distance shooters this league has ever seen. But why is that? Because they dare to be. Yeah. Because they can be. It's like a new thing where their coaches just say, okay, do that. You want to shoot a logo 3? I'm good.
And Dave is talking about adding that to his actual game. He said, yeah, I'm thinking about shooting in an actual game.
Okay, all right. So I got it. But I don't know if back in history, let's even go back just to Reggie Miller. What if Reggie Miller had said, I'm going to start shooting logo threes?
They're going to pull your butt out the game.
Well, they would have pulled your butt out of the game because it would have been disrespectful to the game because people would be saying, that's a clown shot. Right. You can't make that consistently.
And they shooting, Skip. I get it. Okay, late in the shot, like Bradley Beal hit one at the end of the third quarter. That's when they normally take those shots.
Okay.
But Dame is shooting that ball with 16 seconds on the shot clock. Steph Curry shooting that ball with 12, 13 seconds on the shot clock.
Okay.
Not that early in the shot clock, you taking a shot from 40.
Okay. So what if Ray Allen had decided early in his career, I'm going to shoot logo threes? Could he have made them? I'm sure he could have. Would he have as much range as these two? Sure he would have.
Yeah.
But nobody ever dared to shoot those shots until now.
Right.
And they have shown that in stretches they can hit enough that it makes it a credible shot.
Yes.
Now, again, I'll talk about this. I'll save my ammo for this for later. But Steph and Dame in the postseason haven't been able to make as many of these kind of shots. So they really work in all-star games. They really would have worked for the Globetrotters. You know, these